Hi there, this is Darrell Olson from the Jackson Fishing Team. Here to tie another great Smoky mountain fly for my upcoming trip here in May. And again, the patterns I'm tying are all coming out of Don Kirk's book, Hatches and Fly Patterns of the Great Smoky Mountains. Some of them are kind of old school, and so the fly we'll be tying today will be the Smoky Mountain Simulator, and I'm going to be tying it with yellow thread and all that, and we'll go through the materials as I go, and we'll take a look at the fly here, and then we'll get on to tying one. This is the simulator that we're going to be tying for the Great Smoky Mountains, and it probably doesn't use the traditional what a lot of people tie them with, but we'll go through those materials as we're tying. But we're going to be tying on a all-purpose curved hook with in a size 14. So we'll go ahead and take him out, and the hook that I'm using is Daiichi 1270. It's a curved style, size 14. In there, I think it's a 3x long. If you were looking at an all-purpose hook, yeah, 3x long with a straight eye. And I like to debarb my hook, so you're not going to see me doing that because I'm doing it right now. So this is an all-purpose hook. You can see it's not really a straight hook with a curve of a hook. It's kind of a curved hook. It's and the eye is straight. It's not a down eye. That's a great hook for not only this type of fly. It's also good for terrestrials like grasshoppers, even some nymphs or patterns like that. Pats rubber legs could be tied on, things like that. It's a good all-around. And if you get the all-purpose version, it's a little thinner of a hook, and it'll help with that floating effect that we're trying to get on this simulator on there. So the thread I'm going to use is I'm using a yellow, but you can use whatever color you're deciding your body color is going to be: tan, olive, orange, whatever. But I'm using a 70 denier, and we're just going to start this back about an eye width back on there. Snap off our excess, and we'll take this thread back to where the barb used to be. Being careful not to cut our thread on there. And I'm going to use some bleached deer hair, and for the tail I'm just going to need a little bit, I don't know, about that much, whatever that is, maybe a little less. And we'll clean the fibers to get rid of any under fur, because we're going to stack these tips. Then it's going to be the tail, so we want to pull these fibers out this way so they're in position. And you know, maybe a little bit longer than the gap of the hook for the tail. And when you're tying it on, they're just medium wraps, kind of loose and pulling up. And then we'll just put some loose wraps going forward till about midway. And we'll trim those off, this excess, without cutting the thread. Let's see if I can save that. Doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a problem. Well, I managed to do that. Try to clean this up a bit. Next we're going to tie in is a ginger hackle. Keeping some of the stem exposed. And we're going to apply some wax for some dubbing. And then I try to get rid of some of that big stuff there. And the dubbing I'm going to use is some microfine dubbing, the sulfur yellow for primarily for the body, and again it doesn't take much. Need a little bit more. just a bit more. It's always easier to put it on than having to take some off. Alright, now we'll take and we're going to wrap our hackle, palmer it. I like to give it a full turn in the back, and then we'll palmer going forward 4, maybe 5 times. And trim this off. And there's enough maybe to do another fly. Next we're going to take some more of that deer hair, but maybe a little bit more of a clump for the wing. Well, I know it's going to be more, not just maybe. Again, we're going to clean out any fibers. And clean that out. And then again, I'm going to put it in the hair stacker. And since we want the tips going the same direction as the tail, again, we're going to position that so the tips are out there like this, so I can grab them. And we want the wing to be not longer than the tail, but maybe out to the tail, something like that. Trying to keep it on top of the hook. Come back here. I'm going to pick that up because that'll sometimes will lock it in, prevent it from spinning. And then we're going to want to cut this off as short as possible without cutting our thread again. That's just hanging there. And then we'll bury these in. Get a cone shape going here. Not looking too bad. Next I'm going to tie in a grizzly hackle. Leaving a little bit of the stem exposed, so when I'm wrapping it, it doesn't. And take our thread back up. And a little bit more wax, because now I'm going to apply some yellow rabbit dubbing. It's a little darker, because the thorax sometimes is a little darker on some of your bugs, from my understanding. And we probably don't need that much, you know, that's probably too much. I'm just going to take some of that off. Could use a little bit more, not much more. Get rid of that guard hair. And then we're going to give this a full wrap. And then palmer going forward. About 4 turns. We can trim this. Yeah, let me put a 1/2 inch in there. And we'll get rid of that. We'll apply a little head cement onto the thread and do our whip finish. Three, 4. Don't need a big head for this one. And trim that off. And there we have it. That's Smoky Mountains Simulator. It's a good fish searching fly, you know, could simulate caddis or stonefly on the water. And it's kind of like why I tied it in yellow a little bit there. That's probably the angle that the fish would see. Hi, this is Darrell Olson again. I hope you found this fly interesting. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Follow me on Facebook. We're trying to publish these once a week as time flies for my adventures, and hopefully I'll get some videos of my adventures and share with you as well. All right, give this fly a tie, and we'll see you next week. All right, thanks. Bye.